This is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 and I've had it for quite a while now as my daily driver. It's Xiaomi's successor to the Note 6 Pro, which I've reviewed before, and it packs a lot more into it. In this video, I'll share my experience with it after a quick unboxing since we haven't done one on the channel, and I'll give my full review. Without further ado, let's get to the video. I got the global version of the Note 7, and for a quick look at what's inside the box, we've got the second smaller box with the SIM ejector tool, user guide, warranty card, and a very soft feeling silicone case. The device itself felt a little heavier than a lot of other devices I've used, and on the front you can see the main highlights of the device, which we'll touch on much later in this video. You get a USB-C charging cable and a power adapter. There's no headphones with these devices, and that's pretty much it for what's in the box. On top of the device, we've got an IR sensor to control a number of appliances, while on the bottom we've got a USB-C port and a single speaker. On the right we've got the power button and the volume rocker keys, and on the left we've got the hybrid SIM slot for two 4G SIMs. Storage can be expanded up to 256GB on here at the cost of a second SIM. On the back we've got Xiaomi's 48MP f1.8 camera and 5MP f2.4 depth sensor, which makes the already thick device protrude. We've got the flash and the fingerprint reader, and towards the bottom is the Redmi branding. On the front we've got the 13MP f2.2 camera. The earpiece is above that, and the notification LED and charging indicator is right at the bottom of the device, which is quite unconventional. Although the side frames are plastic, but the glass used on the Note 7 is Corning's Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back, which is the same glass used in the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. It feels quite heavy in the hand, and it's not very slim, but it feels very premium, I must say. I have the black version here with me, and there are other color options to choose from. It took just a minute and 30 seconds to boot and set up for the first time, and we're right into Xiaomi's MIUI 10.2.1 on top of Android 9 Pie. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 has a 6.3-inch IPS LCD display, which is of a considerable size. It's a 1080 by 2340p display with a PPI of 409, and videos were rendered quite well here. At the top of the device there were some bleeding, and this is very obvious, especially when the screen is white. The device has got automatic brightness, reading mode with customizable options for scheduling, and you can even add tint for any color and temperature you want on the display. For more options here, you can double tap to wake, or you can also raise to wake, but I would turn those off because your phone can mistakenly turn on in your pocket, and that will seriously drain your battery. This was something I actually experienced. You can customize the button layout here, but if you want more screen real estate, you can head over to the full screen display option to see some gestures. You can swipe up to go home, you can swipe up and hold to get to multitasking, you can swipe right across the bottom to go back, and you can also swipe across the top to see page options. If you've used a Xiaomi device before, with second space you get to set two different passwords or patterns to open different spaces on your phone. This is kind of like having a business and a home phone all in one. So to illustrate, my password or my pattern for the first space is a short L, and here I go. I have a few limited apps here, and when I lock it again and I go back into my second space, I have to use a long L, and there you go, you can see all my other apps. And yeah, to switch over to spaces takes quite a while. In general, and so far using this device, I must say that I like how customizable it is, and I thought that day-to-day use was very okay for me. The 6.3-inch screen might be a little big for some, and you can actually activate one-handed mode by swiping across the home button and the back button if you will be using it with one hand in most cases. On my model, I have 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, which goes for 58,000 naira, and you can get it on Jumia for a bit less. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can also get the 4GB version with 64GB storage for 66,900 naira, or 67,000 naira for short, and the 4GB RAM version with 128GB of storage for 75,500 naira. These were prices that Xiaomi launched them for here. I liked how Xiaomi handled multitasking on here, and apps did load back to the point where you left off if it's left on for a short while. Processor wise, we're working with a Snapdragon 660 here with an Adreno 512 GPU. This 14nm chipset powers the Note 7 super well, and using this device for the first time, it's felt quite snappy for everyday use. So definitely day-to-day tasks are great on here. Gaming on the Note 7 was also smooth, but for long hours of gaming, you are going to be experiencing a little bit of warmth in the hand and minor lags here and there. Diving into the realm of heavy use, the 4000 mAh battery on this device powered it through the end of the day like a champ, and for most days I'd say that the battery life on this device was quite dependable. Heavy use would get you a lot less for sure, at least 5 hours, but using this device for almost the whole day, as you can see here, for me it dropped down to 20% before it prompted me to charge for 20 hours. I've used the Note 7 to make a lot of calls, and as far as I could tell, me speaking over the phone was okay and the audio output was great as well. The loudspeaker on the Note 7 is a downward firing speaker from the right side, and here's how it sounds. This is a voice test. My voice is recorded through the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 and the Rode Video Mic Pro. This is a voice test. My voice is recorded through the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 and the Rode Video Mic Pro. Music does lack some bass on this device, and I didn't really understand what was going on when I saw ads playing on the music player. You've got 4G capabilities on the Note 7, as I said, and unlike the Note 6 Pro, which I've reviewed previously, this one supports Glo 4G as well as all other 4G bands on the 4 major Nigerian networks, and it's got Bluetooth 5.0. About the cameras you're getting on the Redmi Note 7. On the main camera shooter, we've got the short video mode, which does a quick 15-second video that you can share on Instagram story, and it's pretty handy. You've also got video mode, which shoots 1080p at 30 and 60 frames per second, and it can also shoot a time-lapse and slow motion video. The next mode is the default camera, which can shoot HDR, and it's also got AI mode. You can recognize plants, a body of text, and a lot more. You've also got Google Lens in this default camera, as well as other features that you can try. You've also got portrait mode for bokeh shots, night mode, square, panorama mode, and pro mode, which you can use to access that 48 megapixel camera for super high density images. In the gallery, regular images would only have one zoom level, while 48 megapixel images can zoom twice, so you can see all the details right on your phone. On the front camera side, we've got short video mode as well. Video mode can also shoot in 1080p but just 30 fps and not 60 fps like on the back. Photo mode, portrait mode, and it's got all the other modes listed, but when you click on them, they just switch to the back camera. Checking the EXIF data on the images with the 48 megapixel camera and the default camera, the only difference I could see stated that the images on the default camera is 3000 by 4000, while on the 48 megapixel camera is 6000 by 8000 in the camera mode. Selfies looked less saturated and warm with some high exposures around it. Bokeh or portrait mode did get the edges tightly, but it did look artificial in some shots. The lens is decently wide, and while some shots had the right colors on the back camera, heavy sunlight could easily affect some of the shots you get. Overall, the camera did do well in most cases as far as pictures, and in video, despite having electronic image stabilization, movement would cause some shakes. This is the front-facing camera video quality of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7. Let me know what you think about the video quality. And as you can see, it exposes some of the back here, and you can tap it to reduce the exposure, but it will make your face look dull in the image. And yeah, like many of the other budget and mid-range smartphones I've reviewed on this channel, the thing focuses on just your face and then blows out everything else, which is normal for many smartphones in this price range anyway. So let me know what you think about the video quality and also the sound quality as well. The Redmi Note 7 came at an attractive price tag and interesting specifications, and using this device did feel different for me. But based on what you've seen in this video, do you think the Redmi Note 7 is worth it to you? Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to chat. Do like this video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe and turn on notifications for more videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.